this video was about my teenage years, it would definitely be more embarrassing, but as the list stands in front of me right now, I'm gonna feel mortified by the end of this video. If you are a subscriber of mine, and if not, why not? Do you not want an Irish grandmother? You'll know that I make these habits I formed in my 20s videos very regularly on my channel ever since last year, and they're not necessarily to teach people, kind of more so just to share, because I learn a lot by listening to other people's experiences and advice and stuff, but I don't want to give the impression that I think that the sun shines out of my foo-foo. Like all of yous watching, I am a fucked up trifle of a human being. So I thought, why not make a video about all of the bad habits that I formed in my 20s, starting with the ones that I have actually broken, leading into my half-broken habits, like ones I'm still struggling with, and then getting to the stuff that I'm still just terrible at. Before I begin, I want to stress actually that most bad habits are as a result of stress and boredom, or a combination of the two. So obviously the more you work on your stress and the more you fill your life, the less stressed and bored you'll be. Sometimes these can be signs of deeper issues, and in those situations I'd say therapy. A lot of you very regularly ask me how to eliminate bad habits. We're not talking about eliminating them here. I'll touch on this through the video, but if you're doing something that you don't want to be doing regularly, it's not really a case of just telling yourself, oh, I better stop doing that. Doesn't work. We all know this. We need to provide ourselves with obstacles. We need to provide replacements or like substitutes. We need to reward ourselves when we do replace the bad habit with a good habit. Very often you need a lot of time and patience and other people, so like pairing up with someone to make a change in some way. So know that when I talk about breaking a bad habit, I didn't just magically wake up one day and be like, I'm done with that shit. I'm not saying it's always really hard to do, but you have to be very intentional about making changes. Right, so habits that I have broken. Ugh. Why do I do this to myself? I just want to sit at an oak desk writing books all day. But you see, examining my own fucked upness helps me to write believable characters. So I'm gonna say this video is productive in helping me to attain my life goal of becoming a great writer. Drinking too much. I mean, you people have seen me plastered drunk on this channel. But I discussed this in a lot more depth in my video about the pros and cons of quitting alcohol. I am off drink now for what, like 9 or 10 months. I've not been keeping track, but over the course of my 20s, my drinking habits became quite destructive, were negatively impacting my career, my friendships, my romantic relationships, my self-esteem. If I'd been able to drink in moderation, you know, a couple of glasses of wine a week and stuff like that, I wouldn't have quit drinking. I'm gonna read this off, right? Drinking too much contributes to brain problems because it interferes with brain communication pathways, making it harder to think clearly and to move with coordination. It contributes to heart diseases, high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, stroke, stretching and drooping of heart muscle, liver diseases like fatty liver, cirrhosis, all those things, pancreas problems, different types of cancers it's been linked to, like mouth, esophagus, throat, liver, breast. It is not the greatest of replacements, but I replaced alcohol with alcohol-free alcohol, and that's where I'm at right now. Finding it hard, although I'm coming up on 15 weeks pregnant, so I can't drink now anyway, but giving it up did me so much good. But yeah, I definitely still get cravings for it. I get the desire to get really drunk regularly, and that's one of the messy corners of me. Another habit that I broke is comfort eating. Truthfully, this habit was formed in childhood and my teenage years, but it became quite a big thing again then when I was in college and in my eating disorder recovery and stuff like that. I would reach for food when I was anxious or stressed or disappointed or happy or sad. Thumbs up or comment if you feel me on the emotional eating. I think it's really common. I love food, and the odd time, like a couple of days a week maybe, I might eat more than I really need to eat. I find food very social and it brings me together with people and stuff. But when I talk about the emotional eating or stress eating, I'd be eating because I was trying to use food to fill like an emotional void. I'd do it when I wasn't hungry at all. And while I'd be eating, like say Pringles or something like that, it would be comforting while I'd be doing it. But the second I'd stop chewing and swallowing, the void would be back. I wasn't actually comforted whatsoever. The feeling was fleeting and immediately the unhappiness or the stress would return. And I'd be dealing with having 2 days worth of food in my stomach that is only able to handle so much. And this would lead to a lot of uncomfortable, painful physical symptoms and this mental fog and just, you know, more anxiety and more stress. And it was not even just a circle, but the act of emotional eating would actually increase the negative emotions and feelings that I was comfort eating to try and get rid of. My best tips on breaking the cycle of emotional eating is to keep track of what you're actually eating, because when you see it in black and white in front of you, you really can see when you're doing it, and then you can link it to why. So you can kind of keep a mood journal as well, and you can kind of see the correlation there, if you get me. It's really good to be aware of that, because a lot of the time we go into this zombie mode when we're doing it. I did anyway. And also asking myself, do I really want this or do I really need this before reaching for something? Focusing on incorporating more good, whole, fiber-filled, nice foods and making them and preparing them in a way that I really enjoy eating, so that I'm kind of like too full to really need or want to overeat, and finding hobbies that give me purpose to get rid of the boredom, and then also like not stocking my shelves and my fridge and my house with stuff that's very easy to just kind of go nom, 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 nom. Even now, if I buy a family sharing packet of crisps when no one else in the house wants any crisps, I'll just eat all of them. So I don't buy them. They're not there. So then the urge will come and it will pass, if you get me. So that there's some of the ways I broke that habit. A very similar point, emotional shopping and buying too many clothes. In my early 20s, you know, anything bad was happening. I had a fight with my ex, or I didn't do very well in an exam, or just anything, I would immediately want to go and spend a load of money and just buy things again to kind of stuff this invisible emotional void with things. And it doesn't work. It never worked. The whole retail therapy idea is total bullshit. I still love buying things when I really, really want them / or need them. But, you know, we all like buying things that we don't really need sometimes. But I do it so rarely now, and it's so rare that I buy new clothes. Total honesty, this habit took most of my 20s to break. It's not easy to change something like that, because it's just such a it was just such a big crutch. If you're bad with money, having an obstacle really helps. So one tip is, if you have a Revolut card, just put a certain amount on that Revolut card after you get each paycheck or wages or whatever. The money on that card is all you're allowed to spend that month. Everything else in your bank is for savings or whatever else, but that Revolut card is your shopping money, is for stuff. And when it runs out, you're not allowed to dip into your other card or your other cards, and you can hold yourself accountable by telling someone in your family, or, you know, if you've got a partner, about this, and they can hold you accountable. My husband is amazing with money and with, you know, not buying things that aren't necessary. So he will call me out when I want to buy something. He'd be like, why do you want that? Like, what do you need that for? Or like, where are you going to wear that? Or will you wear that more than like 20 times? You know, he'll ask me these questions and make me think. So I think it's really good to open up to someone else about this issue if you have it. Also, you can reward yourself. This is a bit counterintuitive, but you can reward yourself by buying something that you really, really want if you stick to your rule of not buying a load of stuff that you don't need. And you can do that every once in a while or whatever. That's kind of what I do. The next bad habit that I broke, I won't go into too much, but it is that I used to watch way too much porn. Way, way, way. To the point that I really relied on it to have an orgasm. And I would use porn to detach from reality. I would use it to come between the intimacy that I had with my ex. I would watch porn instead of doing university assignments, and then I'd be late or I'd really get stressed over them, you know. So it was quite a negative force in my life at the time, and it was giving me unrealistic ideas about sex and about how I should be treated during sex, especially the type of porn that I was watching. I would watch a lot of kind of stuff on like Pornhub and that kind of thing where you don't really know, are those videos going up with both people's consent, and you know, you guys know, like there's just a lot of kind of real violent stuff pushed, and I don't know, it would impact my own expectations, my own sex life, my own body image, and then I would really struggle to connect with anyone sexually, even when I was single after my last relationship. Like there was a big period of time where I don't know, like me and another person was too real. It was like too much, and I was just like, oh no, I need a screen, and I knew that was bad. So I banned myself from watching porn for an extended period of time. Another one is invading other people's privacy, and this is so embarrassing. To be fair, I did mostly do this when I was a teenager. And when I say this, I mean look at my ex's phones. Like when they weren't in the room, I would go through their text messages, I would go through their pictures, and just completely invade their privacy. And this horrible, awful habit definitely bled into my early 20s, because I did it with an ex who I spent the first half of my 20s with, and I found nothing, absolutely nothing that was my business anyway, and I felt so just awful about myself, and I couldn't imagine someone doing that to me and going through my phone, or like even now, like just if someone saw my Google searches and stuff, like I'd be embarrassed. Like I don't think anyone has the right to see everything that someone else does on their phone or online or anything like that. And I know some of you are probably sitting watching this video, faces as red as smacked arses, and just, you know, feeling really bad about the fact that you may do this to people. Maybe you have their passwords or whatever, but it's such a horrible thing to do. And partially what made me snap out of that was just age and maturity, but also kind of learning about the importance of trust in a relationship, and finding some self-esteem as well, you know, telling myself that if I'm with someone and they do decide to go and talk to other people behind my back and stuff like that, that, you know, I deserve more than that, and it will come out in some way, shape or form, and I will leave them and it'll all be fine. But I just strongly disagree with snooping, and I know it's really normalized in like TV shows and whatnot. One of the reasons I did that was this next bad habit, negative self-talk. I was the queen of this. I would talk to myself in a way that I wouldn't even talk to someone that I really dislike. I would just think and say the most horrible things about my personality, about my looks, about my talents, about my abilities, about every aspect of myself. And yeah, like I would never talk about anyone that way. I've had friends who did this as well, and I kind of distanced myself from them because I can't take it now. When I see someone putting themselves down all day, every day, like out loud, or even if they just like admit that they do it a lot internally and stuff like that, it just really, really upsets me. It rubs off on me. It brings me down. I needed to cut that shit out. One of the best things I did for this is to start using the word but. So thinking, you know, I'm such a failure, but everyone fails sometimes. I'd think my acne is so disgusting and I look so horrible. I'd say, but I'm doing all that I can to improve my skin and to treat the causes of my acne. You know, anything that would make me feel a bit better and a bit more positive, make it all more glass half full. And yeah, this habit definitely came in after I read The Secret, you can probably tell. I just really flipped everything, every thought I'd have, I flipped it to be more positive. And I know this is not always possible, like sometimes you sometimes something bad happens, like someone dies, and you have to feel all of the sadness and all of the emotions. But I just mean unconstructive thoughts. And that includes how you speak about yourself. If you're saying things that are mean and nasty about yourself, that are unconstructive, there's no point in saying them. It's just going to put you in a really bad place. And I try to always think about it like this. I try and talk to myself the way I would talk about a friend of mine, because I am stuck with me until I die. I have to like myself. You have to learn to like yourself. And if you don't like yourself, then change. You can at least change aspects of yourself. And then, yeah, another one, lying. I really don't want to talk about this one, but I used to lie so much. Big lies, small lies, inside out lies, upside down lies. Yeah. Now I think I still tell lies, but they're usually like white lies. They wouldn't be huge deceptions, you know, but yeah, I used to be a master at bullshitting, and I do it for no reason. I would just say to a friend, or, you know, I don't know, my brother, anyone, I would just like make up what I'd done that day. And just, I'd fill them in on this fake day that didn't happen. And I don't know why I used to do that. I think I was just so unhappy with who I was and what I was doing that I almost wanted to trick other people and pull the wool over their eyes so they wouldn't see me for who I really was, and that kind of a thing. And I had no self-respect either, so a lot has changed since those days. But yeah, that's something I don't do now. I would tell a white lie though, to make someone feel better maybe, but I try and not do that. My deep feelings on this now are that, like, what is the point of anything if we can't tell the truth? Bad habits that I have not completely broken, but that I'm working on breaking. The main one is procrastinating online. I want to see at least 10,000 of you hit like on this video or comment procrastinating online. I hear you. I want your confessions. I can't be alone in this, where a 4-hour pocket of the day just vanishes and I've done nothing. Absolutely nothing. I don't include YouTube in this because I do set aside time in my day to watch YouTube, because I don't really watch television. I will binge watch shows on Netflix, but I don't watch like daytime TV or like news, like that kind of stuff. But social media is set up to just devour our attention, to keep our attention on just vapid nonsense. And I really want to spend a lot less time scrolling. I go into this person's profile and then I'm like, oh, remember they used to go out with this person? Then I go into that person's profile, I'm like, who are they dating now? And I go down this rabbit hole until I'm looking at someone's old Facebook videos from 2009. Like, I hate it, and I'm tackling it. Like, I often will make a contract with myself before going to bed that I have to do the thing that I'm like least looking forward to doing work wise or anything like that the first thing in the morning. Like, that's the first thing I do to get out of the way, and I try and fill my day with other things like long walks and reading and writing and doing a little home workout and cooking meals and watching shows and anything that isn't completely wasted time, because sometimes it's fulfilling, but most of the time I just feel like I've wasted half a day. Next one is not flossing my teeth, and I'm not going to pop my fake tooth out because I've done that in so many videos and it always freaks people out. I've already lost 2 teeth from over consuming sugar when I was young. My dentist told me that it's really common nowadays for people my age to go in and to have teeth pulled out because a root canal failed and the fillings failed and everything like that. Ever since I lost my last tooth, which is very up close, like it's in my smile. If I wasn't wearing this fake tooth, I would look a bit like the evil queen as an old woman in Snow White. And flossing is so important, and I do it maybe like 2 days a week, but I really want to be doing it every day, and I am not. Next one is gossiping. I used to be terrible for a gossip. I still will gossip with family about people in our inner circles, but it's not like, I don't know, it's kind of more, oh, you'll never guess what, you'll never hear so and so, like, yeah, that's gossip. I know it's gossip, but what I mean is it's not cruel, like, it's not negatively intended. It's kind of just like, I don't know, it's a habit. It's a bad habit. It's like a little release or a little distraction out of my own crap to talk about some crap someone else I know is going through or whatever, with family or whatever. And I don't think I'm alone in this, but again, I wish that I got less excited about it. You know, if someone is gonna, they're like, oh my god, I heard this about so and so's girlfriend is blah blah blah. Like, I hate that there's a part of me that lights up and I'm like, oh, what is it? I need to know. It's like a gobble it. It's like, I hate that about myself, and I really want to be someone who cares less. Like, the reason I've half broken this habit is because I used to be a real fucker for this with like celebrities and with like, you know, other, you know, influencers or internet people in general. I used to actively like seek out gossip, and I used to read gossip magazines. Ugh, now like the sight of them makes me sick. Like, I just always want to go into the shop and scoop them all up and like hide them before anyone has to be exposed to the drivel and the headlines about, oh, so-and-so put it on 3 pounds, look at how terrible she looks, and then like right beside it it's like, so-and-so is super proud of her new curves. Like, I hate it. And now, my friends, onto the bad habits that I haven't broken yet. It's so bad that I can't show you behind this camera. It's so bad. Clutter. And like, I never iron things, and I wait until the last second to wash things. I'll wait until I have literally 2 pairs of underwear left to wash every pair of underwear that I own. It's disgusting. I am horrible. Disorganized, and like, some of my friends have seen this. They've seen how bad it can be. I'll make an effort once a month and I'll do like a big clear out and stuff. Part of me believes that the reason that this is such a problem for me is that I am not a homeowner yet. So my living situation right now is a bit bizarre. So I live up in my husband's family home. They allowed us to take over the entire attic area, which is like a little mini apartment, while we saved to buy a house. Houses in Dublin in Ireland are very expensive right now, and we need somewhere big enough for us and our kids and my dad. And yeah, so where I do my work is like here, and keep all my furniture and all my things. This is a house that I pay rent toward, and I'm rarely here. And I think that when I have my own place, I'll take a lot more pride in it, because right now this just feels like somewhere that I'm like kind of squatting, you know. Obviously in my boyfriend's family home, like, I help with cleaning and I'll do little bits here and there, but it doesn't really come naturally to me. Like, I wish I got that kind of feeling that some people get when they clean, where it's like cleansing and all this. Like, well, I do, like, when it is cleaned, when I actually bother to like change my sheets and do basic ass human things, I feel really good and I feel less stressed and all that. But I genuinely believe that my mind's eye can blur those things out. It's like I don't see them. And then if someone's coming over, I get really, really embarrassed and I have to do this big quest to clean everything. That is my worst habit. It is the thing that I am the most embarrassed about and ashamed of. And even when my husband comes over here, like if I'm picking up clothes to bring up to where we basically live, I won't let him come in here. I'll be like, please don't come into the bedroom. Oh, it's rotten. It's so bad. Next one. Popping zits, popping spots, squeezing them until blood comes out and then like clear liquid comes out. I enjoy it so much. I love squeezing other people's spots. I love when I get a spot that I can go hard at. And it's such a bad habit, and I feel like a hypocrite because I've told you guys not to do it before. And I did used to get these little kind of things that you would stick on the spot on your face, and they really worked, but I can't find them now in any of the Irish pharmacies anymore. I know that squeezing spots is the cause of a lot of the scars that I have, so I'd really like to stop it. And I wish I didn't love squeezing at my face, like even just sebum and blackheads and stuff like that. I just love squeezing it. It's like I'm ejecting it from myself, and I just feel so, I'm like, get so much satisfaction out of it. I love watching videos of like popping monster pimples. Like, I know it's bad, but it's me. That's who I am. And slouching, I'm doing it right now. Hang on. If I sat up straight, I would be sitting like this. You know, my husband has this amazing posture, and I know his back, like when we're old people, he's going to be walking along like this, and I'm going to be one of those, I'm going to be one of those little old ladies whose head is so bent over that I'm forced to look at my horrible old lady shoes. I chew my cheeks, and I bite my lips as well, and this is so bad. It's so bad for your jaw. I have TMJ, and I'm pretty sure that's a big cause of it. Like, I push my cheek into my teeth and I chew it to bits, and my dentist saw this the last time I was in, and she because it was a new dentist that I've started going to, and she was like, there's a bit of self-harm going on here, and I was like, it's a bit heavy. Definitely something I do more when I'm stressed out. Kind of like biting your nails, I guess. Written down chewing with my mouth open for some reason, but I don't think that's something I can stop doing. Everyone always makes fun of me for it though. I'm just like, I'm horrible to eat with. And then using my phone in bed, and this includes waking up and reaching for my phone, and it includes lying in bed with my phone like this, and I think it's gonna make me go blind early. I honestly think it's so bad. All that blue light they've shown is like bad for you. It can disrupt your sleep, and it's just a time that I would prefer to read more. I tend to read like during the day, in the middle of the day, but I would love if I could just replace that habit. But again, it's kind of linked to the procrastination and the scrolling. It's such an addiction of mine. I would do anything to change it. I really, really would. So those are some of my shittier sides, some of my bad habits, and I want to know your worst habits. Leave your top 3 in a comment down below. I am going to pick one of the comments, and I'm going to send you a box of Sigma makeup brushes. Let me just show you this premium kit of professional makeup brushes, because I was sent a ton of brushes by Sigma and I don't need them all, and I just want to make one of you smile. Thank you for watching. I really hope you're not going too mad in quarantine. I hope this was a nice distraction, and hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in another video very, very soon.